Hey guys, it's DC here. Today I've got Suru Bandit with me, having a chat about bug bounties. So Suru, how's it going?
Pretty good, you?
Yeah, pretty good, man. So I've got a couple of questions here that my viewers were asking me to ask you, all about bug bounties. So I guess let's just sort of jump straight into the questions. The first one is, how did you find your first bug?
My first bug, I decided to mess around with hack this site, it's capture the flag stuff.
Yep.
More like less complicated than and so I was messing with the cookies for different login stuff, and it actually led me to accidentally finding my first bug with session cookies not expiring.
Right, and that wasn't
it
part of
was
the
on-
CTF, right? That was actually on the live website
Yeah,
itself.
that was for a different website. I was just like, so I learned this and this thing. What happens if I look here and try it here? Oh, it works. Should I report?
That's awesome. Yeah, okay. So what happened? Did you report the bug to the site, or?
Yeah, I reported it, and I got my first CVE number through.
Damn, that's awesome, dude. So just a bit of a background on you. You're still in high school, I assume, and you're pretty high up on the HackerOne boards at the moment, which is pretty cool. And you found your first bug when you were, how long ago was that? Like a year ago or 2 years ago?
About 2 years ago.
About 2 years ago. Damn, starting really young. So for all those, I guess, young players out there who are looking to get into bug bounties. So it was around 2 years ago when you sort of got into bug bounties, and I guess sort of by accident at the same time. So how old were you at that point?
Late 12 or early 13.
Damn. Okay, so super young. So I guess for all those young players or new guys out there who are looking to get into bug bounties, age is just a number. You can start pretty much whenever you want, as long as you have the resources to jump on the internet and basically browse a website. Anyway, on to the next question. What is the current bug bounty trend / what sort of bugs are people mostly looking for, or what sort of bugs are you mostly looking for?
Personally, a lot of times, I prefer looking for networking type bugs, but a lot of companies have that out of scope. So, what I notice most people look for is subdomain takeovers or like token abuse. That's probably some of the most popular right now you'll see on HackerOne or BugCrowd.
Yep.
I think the main one that most companies have in scope that I look for is usually like SQL injection type stuff.
Okay. So I guess that sort of relates to anyone who's done the OSCP. There's usually quite a bit of stuff in, depends what year you do it in and which version you get, but there is usually quite a lot of SQL injection stuff in the OSCP. So it sounds like bug bounties and ethical hacking are pretty much one and the same thing. Yeah, I guess if you wanted to study to be a bug bounty hunter, rather, doing the OSCP is probably a good way to go about that, unless you want to just do your own study, which brings me on to my next question. Did you do any sort of study around bug bounties, or did you just sort of, like, you got into it and you obviously found that bug? Did you just sort of like Google different techniques of finding other bugs then, or like how did you progress from there?
So I started, like you said, Googling around looking for, like when I was on Hack This Site, I just Googled straight solutions, followed those, didn't even try and like problem solve or anything. I just followed like tutorials. Further on, I decided I saw Udemy, Coursera, stuff like that, and basically, for Udemy, a lot of the things I just bought the $11.99 thing, finished it in few days and then got the refund for it. And so pretty much all I have are some pretty low quality videos, and I teach myself the rest.
Yeah, right. So
And a lot of questions, people will help explain different things to me, stuff like that.
cool. Okay, I think that's probably the best way to go about it. Anyway, is to I like the tactic that you took with Udemy or Coursera, whichever one it was, where you basically did the coursework so quickly that you could then get a refund within the refund period. That's you're not just hacking the website; you're also hacking the courses here. So yeah, well done, man.
If you look at Udemy, they have like I said, the $11.99 courses, and then they give you a 30-day period for refunds. And most of the courses, the max time is 11 hours, so kind of have time to get that over.
Oh man, that's pretty funny. But yeah, well done. That's one way to do it. All right. So next up, which bugs typically pay out the most, and also what is the highest paying bug? I guess that you've gone and got.
Overall, I'd have to say, like, the one that pays out the most is almost always remote code execution bugs, because that way you have the ability to, as it says, execute code on their systems, and it can mess up pretty much everything else on their website or server or whatever.
Yep.
I haven't been lucky enough to claim one of those yet. I've come close to it, but they marked it as informative because they felt it was partially out of scope. I didn't know what they meant, but
That's
another
rough.
thing. Yeah, so I think the highest paying I've found was plain text database leakage on some company. I don't remember what.
Yeah. Don't mention the company. That's okay. But yeah, okay. So
Plain text database leakage.
plain text. Okay. And how much? Give roughly. Like you don't have to say the exact figure, but roughly how much was that one paying out?
Money wise, say about 2,500 US dollars.
Okay, that's pretty good. It's a nice little bit of money, especially. I remember when I was 15 years old, 2,500 was an absolute truckload of money for me at that point. So yeah, that's a nice little bug there. That's good. Okay, so I guess leading on from making a lot of money out of bug bounties, you see a lot of people on different social medias, I guess, bragging about the different bugs that they've gotten. This one paid out 7,500, and this one is a $100,000 bug, and all this sort of stuff. I guess what you don't hear about mostly is the smaller bugs that people find, that which are more common to find. I guess the remote execution bugs are the ones that usually pay out the most, but they're pretty hard to get to, especially because a lot of companies seem to have like a full-time team hunting for those exact bugs. So it's a little bit tricky for like an individual to get one, but it sounds like you got pretty close to getting one yourself. They just sort of dodged the bullet on it a little bit, but hey, what can you do? So
If you're under 18 and feel like doing this, read through the terms of services. Make sure you're not breaking any laws.
yeah, that's a very good point.
That'll get you
actually.
in bigger trouble, and all the money you may end up making will end up being taken from you, plus
Yeah.
some. So be
That's no
careful with
good.
that.
So basically, don't go out there and hack a website and then use that as leeway for them to pay you, because they're not going to. They're probably going to sue you, is what you're saying. All right, so yeah, that's it. Thanks for having a chat with me, Sura. It's been great to have a nice quick chat about different bug bounties and different ways of getting into bug bounties and how old you have to be, and I guess what sort of money value different bugs have. If you want to follow Suru on his YouTube channel, there's a link in the description. you guys can jump on there and follow him there and have a watch of his videos. There's lots of great stuff on there. So thanks, Suru, for having a chat, and I'll catch you around.
Thanks for having me.